Square say Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel Zim Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana kaki kutanga kukuya paneno channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. Kana uchungwa karoka subscriber. Don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasimere Zimbabwe tavigira inyaya tika ku Gaborone ku Botswana. Hapo the Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa faced a humiliating moment nasi hapa inauguration ceremony ya the Botswana's newly elected president Gideon Boko Mnangagwa. Stara para announced mu stadium, the newly built stadium in Botswana. Vanongarimu vatanga kubuwa President Emerson Mnangagwa vachi express the public disapproval mu Zimbabwe. The incident hiyo yaitika before a large audience nema dignitaries akawanda, nema regional leaders akawanda, and thousands of Botswana citizens ya itika hapo celebratewa the swearing in ya the new president wa Boko. The crowd ya react anyway sinawunzwisiswa naona kawanda so kubuyiwa kwa itika president Emerson Mnangagwa kwa buda mshime kunge pali ma allegations akabuditswa na the former Botswana president wa Ian Khama awakabuda vachitara ivo vachiti Mnangagwa akaatemptwa ku interfere nema Botswana elections achangopera iwaya. According to Khama wa Mnangagwa vari kunze vaka deploya zvakare ma fake voters sezvo vakaita ku Mozambique zvichinzi vachibva ku Zimbabwe hanzi kuvaonekwa vachibosta support for the incumbent BDP president. The Mnangagwa party yakabuda ichidinaya ma allegations yaya vachitaura kuti they were baseless and inflammatory. Asi zvisinei pane nyaya yakabudawo zvakare neMozambique apa takaona maZimbabweans achiconfessa kuti zvishuwa vakavhota, zvishuwa vakaenda kunovhota kuMozambique, zvinzi ndo the same yavaida kuita muri Zimbabwe. Nyaya iyi yabuditswa neZim vachitaura vachete. Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa faced a humiliating moment today during the inauguration ceremony of Botswana's newly elected president Gideon Boko. As Mnangagwa's name was announced to the crowd at the newly built national stadium, attendees erupted in boos, expressing public disapproval in an unexpected display of discontent. The incident unfolded before a large audience, compromising dignitaries, regional leaders, and thousands of Botswana citizens celebrating the historic swearing-in of Boko, who ended the long-standing rule of Botswana Democratic Party. The crowd's reaction seemed to underscore growing regional frustrations with Mnangagwa's leadership and his administration policies. The boos came amid escalating controversy surrounding allegations by Botswana former President Ian Khama, who recently claimed that Mnangagwa attempted to interfere in Botswana's just-ended elections. According to Khama, Mnangagwa allegedly sought to influence the outcome by deploying fake voters from Zimbabwe to bolster support for the incumbent BDP. Mnangagwa's party ZANU-PF has vehemently denied these allegations, dismissing them as baseless and inflammatory. ZANU-PF issued a statement earlier this week accusing Khama of peddling falsehoods and attempting to tarnish Mnangagwa's image. These claims are not only false but also malicious. Zimbabwe respects the sovereignty of Botswana and did not interfere in any way. The statement reads, however, the denials appear to have done little to ease tensions in the region. Today's public outcry against Mnangagwa highlights growing regional dissatisfaction with his administration, particularly as Zimbabwe faces ongoing economic and political challenges. For many in the crowd, the inauguration of Gideon Boko represented a symbolic moment of hope and change, while Mnangagwa's presence evoked memories of contested elections and accusations of authoritarianism in Zimbabwe. Nyaya yabuditswa neZim muri Zimbabwe singazive kuti munoiona sei nyaya iyi yabuditswa the President Emerson Mnangagwa vahumiliatwa in front of the public painauguration iyi. The Newsworks yabudawo ichitaura pamusoro penyaya iyi, vakataura ivo vachiti #Mnangagwa wore glum face. Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa wore a glum face, looking dejected as he sat and stood miserably next to his defeated regional political ally, former Botswana President Masisi, at the jubilant and colorful inauguration of newly elected President Duma Boko at the National Stadium in Gaborone this morning. To make matters worse, Mnangagwa was only separated by Masisi to his right from his regional political adversary, Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema, who led the Southern African Development Community to reject the outcome of Zimbabwe's fraudulent and rigged elections last year. Sadc did not revisit, revise or reverse its report rejecting the Zimbabwean elections as a fraud event after its summit in Harare in August. Hichilema was chairman of the Sadc Troika, of the organ Troika on Politics, Defense and Security, at the time when Sadc rejected the Zimbabwean poll outcome. Mnangagwa is currently Sadc chair. The Zimbabwean leader has called for an extraordinary Sadc summit next week in Harare to discuss the regional political and security situation with a focus on Mozambique's post-election violence and chaos. Botswana and Namibia, which goes to polls on 27 November. Former liberation movements are under threat in the region. Masisi's Botswana Democratic Party was buried under a landslide in the last week's polls by the main opposition umbrella for democratic change led by Boko. BDP has been in power for 58 years. In May, the ANC in South Africa lost its absolute majority. Liberation movements have been decimated in Zambia, Malawi, and Kenya as opposition parties rose to power in those countries, including in Lesotho and Seychelles, and now Botswana. In Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF lost elections in 2008 but fought back through political violence, intimidation, and killings. It won elections last year in August through voter massive suppression, particularly the presidential polls. Mnangagwa's Frelimo allies and the newly elected President Daniel Chapo are under siege in Mozambique from a militant opposition led by Panenzio Monthlane, who has rejected the results and called for rolling protests and mass actions. Dozens have so far been killed in Mozambique, which was already reeling under an internal Islamic insurgency in the northern Cabo Delgado province, underway for 5 years, while Monthlane has fled to South Africa after surviving an assassination attempt. The Mozambican conflict is now beginning to have a regional impact, hence the extraordinary summit Nyabuditswa. The news works by Zimbabwe vakaenderera mberi vachiti #Mnangagwa humiliated in Botswana. President looked sad, glum, dejected. Former Botswana President Masisi and his allies, Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa, who were sitting next to each other, followed by the Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema and Namibian President Nangolo Mbumba to their left, were booed by the crowd of ordinary Botswaners at the inauguration of newly elected Botswana President Duma Boko in Gaborone this morning. The jeering left Mnangagwa looking glum-faced as he cut a badly dejected and lonely figure standing and sitting next to his defeated ally. This came after the crashing defeat of Masisi last week in the hitherto opposition but now governing umbrella for democratic change left the former ruling Botswana Democratic Party in the power for 58 years, 6 feet under. Former President Ian Khama, initially an ally but now a bitter adversary of Masisi, received the loudest cheers after Boko himself. Another ex-president, Festus Magere, was widely cheered. Botswana, a model of democracy in the region, has had 5 presidents since independence in 1966. Seretse Khama, father to Ian Khama, Ketumile Masire, Magi, Ian Khama, Masisi, and now Boko. Lunyabritwa. The news works by Zimbabwe Sinazi. Kuti munena sei nyaya itudzi zvamunofunga mu comment section.